SOS, help. What do I do tonight? Well, we're going to talk about it. If you feel like you're thinking about drinking more than you actually want to, then this workshop is for you. If you are a woman out there, just like I was, that is spending a crazy amount of mental load, mental tug of war, thinking about drinking, thinking about not drinking, thinking about drinking, it's a crazy loop. Today, we're going to break that down. And I just want to normalize that it is normal to sometimes obsess or fixate on an addictive substance that has a high reward to it in the short term, which is that dopamine hit like you would not believe in the short term. Keyword, short term. And so we're going to talk about that today. It's very real. So first off, the mental loop. Can we talk about the mental loop around drinking? I wrote in my book, Look Alive Sis, and it's very, very true. I actually had a thinking problem more than a drinking problem. Now, I will be the first to say I had an unhealthy, out of balance relationship with drinking, with alcohol. It was not healthy, it was not good, but it wasn't really the problem. Alcohol was actually one of the solutions that I had in my toolbox. If I looked in my toolbox back when I was drinking and I would look in there for tools, all I saw was a glass of wine. Can anybody relate with that? I would look at my tools for coping with boredom, stress, loneliness, celebration, connection. I would look at my toolbox and think, what can I use in my toolbox to make this go away or make this better? And then I would look at my, quote, toolbox, and all I would see was drinking. And that's not really a tool that meets all of those needs. In fact, what I've learned is it's not really a tool at all that takes me anywhere I want to go. But I had to learn that through really breaking down my thinking. So that's what I want to kind of focus on first, is the mental load of the loop. Okay, if you're catching the replay, you can put it in the comments. When do you start to notice your thinking shift? Where if you're anything like me, I woke up with great intentions. Some mornings I woke up with a little bit of a hangover, a little bit of a fog. And other mornings I woke up like, I am not drinking tonight, day 2, let's go. Or week 2 or month 2. You see, I could take breaks. I could stop drinking anytime I wanted. I couldn't stay stopped without being miserable, feeling deprived, totally left out. Even in my own life, I felt ripped off. Like, I can't have any fun if I can't have a drink. That mental load of waking up with good intentions, and then somewhere along the day, somewhere along the way, for me, I've dissected this pretty closely. For me, it was around 3 p.m., kind of that height of the afternoon, pre-dinner, pre-evening shift, being a mom. And it was about 3 o'clock, low blood sugar, decision fatigue setting in. I've already made a lot of decisions. I've already done a lot of things right. In fact, I woke up, I had my prayer time, my quiet time, my meditation time, my journaling time. I'd go get my workout in. I would drink my green juice or have a salad for lunch. I'm doing all the right things. Meanwhile, for me, the mental load was this undercurrent of anxiety, this undercurrent of like waiting till, is it 5 o'clock yet? And then saying, no, I wasn't going to drink tonight. It's just a Monday or it's just a Tuesday. Or it's just whatever. And so I would wake up and I would say to myself, I don't want to drink tonight. I'm not drinking tonight. And about 3 o'clock is when I would start the negotiation with myself. I wasn't talking out loud to anybody else about my drinking. How about y'all? Is this one of your first times being in this community that you've really talked out loud about your relationship with alcohol? You see, I kept it all in my head. That's a big part of why the mental load was so heavy and so taxing, because I didn't have a safe place where I could wrestle with this out loud. That's why I created Sober Sis, honestly, because I wanted a place where I could talk this out, figure it out loud, and get it out of my head and really start to make some changes. But for me, I just kept it all inside. And I woke up with good intentions. My thinking was still valuing alcohol. My goal was just to try to deny it, suppress it, or avoid it. How did that work for me? It did not work for me at all, because by 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock, oh my gosh, the mental load of the thinking about it, the thinking about not drinking, to thinking about, well, maybe I'll just have one. All of that, all of the mental load is what was draining and taxing. So by 5 o'clock, wine o'clock, you better believe it. Yes, ma'am. I was like, where is it? Because I deserve it now for even all the thinking I've done. I already feel like I've done like a mental workout. And so I used alcohol, sometimes even to quiet the voice inside my head about alcohol. Do y'all relate to that? Does that resonate with you? I would literally drink to quiet the chatter in my head with the mental tug of war around drinking. I was like, just have it. Just have one. Just have one, though. And I don't know about you, but rarely, rarely did I stick to just one. I mean, one glass, especially if we are following the quote rules of recommended ounces, like 4 to 5 ounces. That's a joke. Come on, people. I live in Texas. When we pour big, and we're getting, 6 to 9. So before I know it, I'm doing the bottle breakdown. In fact, if you've taken my 21-day reset challenge, in the quote runway videos or some bonus videos that you get from me, I actually have a whole video on the bottle breakdown, how I would just open a bottle at 5 o'clock to have a glass while I was cooking. It seemed harmless. Come on. A glass at 5 o'clock while I was cooking. And before I know it, it's 8 p.m. I'm standing at the kitchen sink. I'm cleaning the dishes. I had a glass while I was cooking, a glass while I was eating, and now I'm having a glass while I'm cleaning. And then I look at the bottle and I'm like, oh, great day in the morning. I've got that much left. That's enough for nothing. So I'm just going to finish that off in the bathtub and call it a day. Yeah, that's called the bottle breakdown. And the mental load, the fatigue, the thinking, and the mental gymnastics it takes to make that okay, when you know deep down that's not okay, that's not what you wanted to do, is exhausting. I just wanted to normalize that. I do, because I've been there. I lived it for years. And if that's you, I've got good news for you today. This workshop is for you. If you live some of your days or a string of days in that loop of wake up, think I'm not going to drink tonight, or I'm not going to overdo it, and then you end up thinking about not drinking all day until finally at 5 o'clock, you get tired of thinking about drinking. It's easier just to drink. But it's not the drinking itself that's exhausting. Granted, the older we get, the more it disrupts our sleep, the more we're getting the 3 a.m. wake up call. That's true. But it's not the actual drinking that's exhausting. It's the actual thinking about drinking, even when you're not drinking, that is exhausting. Again, ladies, it is taking mental bandwidth. It is taking emotional, mental, spiritual, relational bandwidth, because all of that thinking loop could be spent towards creating a life that you love, creating this lifestyle that you don't want to numb out of. I think that's absolutely true. So it's the constant decision making, it's the constant negotiation, it's the constant thinking. That is what is exhausting. And that, again, is the very reason why a lot of us are turning to alcohol in the evenings, especially, is because we're so exhausted and we don't realize that we're actually making it worse. So key right here is, you're not tired from alcohol, although alcohol does disrupt your restored sleep. You're really tired from thinking about alcohol. So that's what we're going to work on today. How can you begin to not give it so much bandwidth, so much of your time, so much of your thinking? Listen, I've still got a full plate over here. I'm still really living life in relationship, being married, being a mom, being a friend, running Sober Sis. I'm still doing a lot of life, and I need all cylinders on deck here, all cells working. I don't have the time or bandwidth anymore to give that space to alcohol. It's not worth it. It didn't serve me. But here's the deal. Let's talk about it. Why your brain won't let it go. Again, you're not broken. If you can hear me say anything, I want you to hear me say, you're not broken. Your brain is not broken. It's working just fine with an addictive substance that has an incredible reward system attached to it. So your brain won't let it go because your brain is trying to find relief. Your brain is looking for the path of least resistance that requires the least amount of energy, thinking, and deciding. Okay, our brains are really wired for ease. Our brains are looking for ways to automate. Our brains are literally looking for ways to automate our lives. Think about it. If you were thinking through every step you took, every article of clothing you put on, driving your car, we should be awake, alert, aware, but think about how many things are automated in our life. That's what your brain is trying to do with your habits. It's trying to automate them so that at 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you're not thinking so hard. You just do it on an autopilot. And it's when you begin to really critically look at that choice and you want to change it, that the mental exhaustion loop can come, because now all of a sudden it's called cognitive dissonance. When you've got cognitive, that's your brain, dissonance, that means I want two different things at the same time. I want to drink less, I want to drink more. I don't want to drink tonight, and I absolutely want the way a glass of wine makes me feel, so I guess I got to drink it. These are two different things, but we want them both. And you know what? It's okay. Again, you're not broken if you feel that way. That is your brain actually working, because the cognitive dissonance comes when you get off of autopilot and you start to look at it. So I know that's where many of you are, especially if you're just starting with me right now at the beginning of the month. Every month I start a new 21-day reset challenge. So this video is on the first of the month. So some of you are literally on like day one, night one, here we go. How do you stop thinking about it? Well, let me give you a tip. I only say pro because I've had a lot of experience in this, not because I'm better than or I've arrived. I've just had a lot of time to practice. And the best thing you can do to actually decrease the amount that you're giving alcohol with your bandwidth and your time and your thinking is to just acknowledge it. Instead of trying to deny it, suppress it, avoid it, deprive myself of it, and act like it wasn't there, no, I actually brought it in closer and said, I have a craving. I want that. But I also don't want that. And I also hate the way it makes me feel. But wait, I love the way it makes me feel. But wait, I hate the way it makes me feel. I love the way it makes me feel for 20 minutes. I hate the way it makes me feel at 3 a.m. Go ahead and call it out. Go ahead and name it. Go ahead and look at it. Go ahead and just say that. And that's okay. I think that's a great way to loosen a lot of the hold that alcohol has on your thinking, on your thoughts, is just to go ahead and name it. Write it down. Get it out. Get it out of your mental loop. I think that's one of the things that kept me really trapped in the loop, was even the amount of energy and time I was trying to tell myself, I shouldn't feel this way. I don't want to think this way. And then you can't change a thought with a thought. You can't take your thinking. You have to like literally move your body, change your emotional state, go outside, go on a walk if you can, get out there, shake it up, because just sitting there thinking about thinking and going, I don't want to think about this anymore. I don't want to think about this anymore, actually makes you want to think about it more. Y'all have a good day. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being on.